Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
I don't fucking know.
There's pictures of Conor partying and doing coke with all these girls that are not his baby
I have not
mama.
seen pictures of him doing coke.
Like pictures of him with coke on the coffee table.
Well, that's not evidence of anything.
Mayweather Pacquiao was the biggest ever.
His lady's like a little nose candy, and he's there to provide it to him. And look, if his girlfriend didn't had a serious issue with him like partying with girls, she wouldn't be his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Sure. You hear that, but I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe she just doesn't feel comfortable bringing it up because he'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I'll have another in here. Bring another whore. Get out."
Nah, he's been with this girl forever. I got I don't give a shit how many girls he fucks. Like if she's got a problem with it, she'll leave. She's got Instagram. She knows what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think he should take any heat for doing cocaine. He made hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, you know,
I don't
he
care
wants
if
to
he
go a
does
little
cocaine.
hog wild to go for it, as long as he's still entertaining to watch fight.
Yeah,
I guess I'm
cocaine-
just getting into the money and the partying and the character issue that we brought up before. And I don't like that he cheats on his girl. She stands next to him from at the time he was on welfare. She was with him. Now that he's big and bad and awesome, he doesn't give her, like, he's not paying it back.
He gave her a brand new car. He gave her that fucking Range Rover. That's paid back in full, motherfucker. Would you hang out with me? You hung out with me at my parents' house for 2 years.
She believed
while I
in him when
trained,
he was nothing.
and now she's reaping the benefits. She's in mansions. Right. She's flying around in jets. She's driving new cars.
It's the old cliche. Like, when you marry for money, you earn every penny of it. It's circle. Like, this is how I look at Melania, right? You know, Trump's out there embarrassing the fuck out of Melania, right? Fucking whores left and right. He's got an attorney on retainer just to silence all the women he fucks on the side. And, you know, playmates and porn stars and what have you. And he doesn't seem to treat her very well. At least, you know, when they're in public, he's not holding doors or anything there's no love there like there was in the previous president's relationship.
And like, she didn't even stick with him as he got rich. So it's even worse for Conor, because she was clearly faithful enough that when he was a janitor or whatever the fuck he was before this, she still loved him and cared enough about him. So
he was on welfare.
I didn't actually
plumber,
know that.
And then stopped being a plumber and just started training while he lived on welfare.
Knowing this, it is really shitty that he's doing that then. Like, she was like his rock, kind of. The one being like, no, you don't give up. You keep doing this. You can make it. I believe in you. Like, who's to say he would even be where he was if it wasn't
I don't
for
think
her?
we know that. We don't know the details, though. I don't know that she's not fine with it. It may be her biggest turn on in the world that he goes out and fucks other girls. She may be a cuckoldress.
You are making a real leap there. No, I think it's much more likely to be one of those.
You're assigning your standard relationship norms to Conor McGregor.
When you marry for money, you earn every penny of it. I think that's the scoop. I think there's a relationship imbalance and that she's forced to tolerate some real bullshit if she wants to be with him at all.
She's got his baby. She could just go her separate way and collect child support.
I think once
I don't know how that works in Ireland.
Once you've made enough money to keep like the bill collectors away, I don't think the more money contributes to any more happiness or satisfaction in your life.
Yeah, I think for a lot of those super rich people, it just becomes like the game of making more money and like winning in their eyes. Not like, oh, I made $500 million. You know what I really want is $750 million boat or some shit.
Well, maybe, but I think it's more when you actually start like taking a hard look at your life, it becomes sometimes even harder when you have a lot of money, right? Because it's like, I don't even have a reason to be sad or, discontent right now, but like, I don't have the people in my life that I wish I would have, right? You see a lot of celebrities will reach a certain point where they've kind of ostracized everybody that meant something to them, and they're kind of not as surrounded by friends or family or loved ones as they'd like to be later in life. And money doesn't really buy you much in terms of company or in terms of like feeling comfortable or happy with yourself, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a great problem to have. To have all those necessity boxes checked of like, I'm never going to be hungry, I'm never going to be homeless, never going to be, destitute.
Sure.
And so then you need like, what is it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you just go up and up and up on that, and then you need to, find yourself and find people who actually genuinely. It's got to be hard as someone who's worth 20, 30, 40, 50, $1 million and getting even more to figure out people who actually like you, because anyone is going to pretend that they want to be your buddy if you've got $100 million in the bank. Like, they could be an insufferable cunt, and you could like be talking shit about them to your other friends as soon as they leave. But as soon as they're in there, oh yeah, Ted, man, you're the best, dude. Oh, you're so funny and entertaining. I can't wait to go on your yacht with you. Like, that's gotta fuck with your head.
Something that we do also as humans, like I noticed this is an observation I make, that like we acclimate very quickly to the positive things around us and they don't really impact us anymore. And that's like kind of the great personal crime that we always commit. We take everything for granted. The easiest way to think of this is like if you've ever had like a head cold or maybe even like the kind of like some version of the flu, like some of you just kind of feel like shit. Sometimes you'll go to bed at night with like your mouth open and all you can think is like, I wish I could just breathe through my fucking nostrils without my head being stuffed. Like that's all I want in life and I would be so happy. And maybe you wake up the next morning and you actually can, and for like 12 hours you have the most euphoric experience where you're just happy to be alive and healthy and not like not runny nose, not stuffed up, not with a headache, and it's like the best feeling ever. But then the next day after that, you're not fucking thinking of that shit anymore. You're way done. You're way past that, you know? And I think accumulation of wealth and everything is very similar. I used to be, before I got into streaming, my life was very fucked financially, incredibly fucked. I was doing horrible work for no fucking money. And, you know, I have that perspective, which is good for me, but it's still pretty easy where I'm at in life to take a lot of shit for granted and not think, you know, like if I wanted to, I could fly to Japan tomorrow and like goof off for 2 weeks and I could do it. And you know, like that's it's kind of a cool thing to think about, but you acclimate to it so incredibly quickly that you're not constantly like taking stock on how grateful you are for the opportunities you have, you know?
A long time ago, I had a boss who I kind of adopted as a mentor too. And he was talking about people's natural happiness level and natural stress level. And it was eye-opening for me the way he described it. He's, you know, people just have a level that they kind of gravitate to. And when things get better or worse, they'll go above it or below it. He pointed out to a coworker. I may have told the story before. This guy was into the Rams, right? He was into the Rams, the football team. It was his thing. It was his life. He'd sit there and stress over who they were drafting and whether they won or lost. And he'd just follow them like crazy. Then he got married. Then he had a kid. He had the same level of stress and happiness and highs and lows, just about more important things. It's who he was, and it's where he was. He was always kind of anxiety-filled and on the edge of sanity. And I've noticed the same thing. Like, I'm a pretty happy, content guy. Times have been high and low and everything in between. And that's just kind of my spot. You know, I've had moments in my life where I worked really hard, you know, 20-hour days and such. And I was just, you know, like, oh, man, that must have been terrible. I was like, yeah. I was still me, right? And I have times where I work much less. Still me, just me doing my thing. The water finds its level with regards to happiness and anxiety and stress, and that's just kind of where you are. If I dropped $10 million on someone who's worried about money, they'll worry about something else.
Yep. There's like one of the great, some people, if you go into more extreme areas, this is a big criticism levied at capitalism, is that like the acquisition of luxury goods and shit is like the driving force in our lives. Sometimes it seems like in our economy, right? Consumerism drives so much of us. But like everybody listening to this right now has gotten a new cell phone or maybe even a new car or something like that. And the first like week you have it, you've got like the special protectors and it is the most important fucking thing. And you're so happy that you upgraded. And then that wears off, and then it's just like another thing you have. And that happiness is so temporary, and it will never be like a long-lasting, fulfilling, like permanent elevation of what you call like your kind of set happiness level. It never comes from the acquisition of like more goods, you know?
Yeah. And like how many people, every time the new iPhone or Android come out, upgrade, no matter what. It's like just for that little hit.
Yeah. And it's not like it's not like I had the iPhone 8 and I'm so fucking happy and I'm still happy. And now I'm getting the iPhone 9 and I'm even happier. And then 10 years and I'm going to get the iPhone X and I'm even more happy. And it's like, no, it's about the same ride every time, you know?
Yeah, you just come up a little bit and then you go back down to where you were. Because this is just now the old phone, the who cares phone.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.